Hello everyone, welcome to the Mr. Rich channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I started trading with just $7 and successfully grew it into tens of thousands of dollars using a personal strategy I developed called the Mr. Rich Compounding Strategy. This isn't just another random method, it's a smart system combining trend analysis, precise entry timing, and a disciplined compounding approach. All based on technical confirmation, not luck. I use only two main indicators, moving average and MACD, supported by candlestick patterns and strict risk control. The result? Consistent profits, even with a small starting balance. This strategy has never been made public before. Until now, I've only shared it inside my private VIP group. But today, you'll see exactly how it works. In a live market session, transparent, and easy to follow. If you're tired of complex tools, unclear signals, or blind speculation, this might be the strategy that finally changes your trading game. Watch this video until the end. I'll show you live trades, real-time analysis, and real profits using this exact method. And if you want to learn the full system, you can join my VIP club for free, just by meeting a few simple conditions mentioned in the video description. Alright, this time I entered a sell position on this market. And of course, it wasn't a random decision. If we take a closer look at the technical indicators, we can clearly see that a MACD crossover has occurred, where the green MACD line crosses below the red signal line. This kind of signal is known as a bearish crossover, which typically suggests that a potential trend reversal is about to happen, from an uptrend to a downtrend. This is one of the most reliable technical confirmations I use in my compounding strategy. It indicates that the bullish momentum is fading and sellers are beginning to take control of the market. Now let's see if this position turns into a profit as expected. And yes, it's another profit. Once again, the compounding strategy proves its consistency and accuracy. We'll now move on to scan the next market for more high probability setups, with discipline and proper risk management always. Alright, this time I've entered a buy position, and the decision is backed by solid technical analysis. First, if we observe the moving average indicators, we can see that the lines are converging and about to cross upward, a formation commonly known as the golden cross, which is a strong indication of a potential bullish continuation. Second, on the MACD indicator, the histogram bars have turned green and are expanding, showing that bullish momentum is building up and buyers are gaining control of the market. These two signals together give a reliable confirmation that an uptrend may be forming soon. That's why I confidently placed a buy position at this level, while of course maintaining proper risk management. Now, let's see if this position delivers profit. And yes, another profit, incredible. This compounding strategy continues to prove its effectiveness. Let's move on to the next market and look for another high probability opportunity. Alright, I've decided to enter a buy position on this market, and it's based on clear, strong technical signals. First, the current trend is clearly bullish. We can see that a series of green candles are dominating the chart, which indicates that buyers are in full control of the market right now. Secondly, all the moving average lines are pointing upward, confirming a strong and healthy uptrend is underway. Not only that, the MACD indicator is also supporting this decision. Both MACD lines are moving upward with all of these signals aligning: the candles, the MA, and the MACD. This is an ideal moment to open a buy position. Let's now see the result. And it's a profit once again. Absolutely amazing. This strategy continues to prove its accuracy in predicting market movement. Let's keep the momentum going and open another market for the next opportunity. Alright, I've decided to enter a sell position on this market based on several strong technical signals. First, we're seeing a clear crossover on the moving averages, with the green MA line crossing downward, an early indication of a potential trend reversal to the downside. Next, the MACD indicator is confirming this bearish shift, as both MACD lines are crossing downward, indicating growing selling momentum. What makes this even stronger is that the key support level has just been broken. The price has successfully pierced through it with a strong, bearish candle, signaling that sellers are gaining control and buyers are stepping back. With a combination of MA crossover, MACD confirmation, and the support break, this sell position is highly justified and based on structured analysis. Let's see the result. And it's a profit. This strategy continues to perform flawlessly when we follow clear signals with technical discipline. Let's open the next market and continue the momentum. Alright, I've decided to enter a sell position in this market based on a very clear technical observation. The market is currently in a downtrend. The first thing I noticed is that all recent candles are closing below the green moving average line. This is a strong indication that bearish pressure is still dominating the price movement. In trend analysis, this condition is typically seen as a trend continuation confirmation, where the price consistently fails to close above the MA line, showing that buyers are not strong enough to take control. Given that the market remains in a bearish phase and there are no valid reversal signals, a sell position is the most logical decision in this scenario. Let's see how it goes. And it's a profit. Let's move on to the next market and keep going. Alright, I decided to enter a buy position in this market because based on my technical analysis, this seems to be the early stage of a potential uptrend forming. First, we can observe that the market was previously in a downtrend, but the downward momentum reached the red line, which I interpret as a dynamic support area. The way price reacts at this level is crucial to determine the next direction. After touching this support, a strong bullish candle appeared, with a large body and a short lower wick. This candle also closed above the green moving average, which already signals a potential shift in market sentiment. What confirms this even further is the fact that the next two candles also closed above the green MA line, showing consistent buying pressure and a strong possibility that buyers are taking over. With this combination of signals, I'm confident that this could be the beginning of a new bullish trend. Let's see the result. Yes, it's a profit. Once again, this strategy proves its accuracy. By strictly reading and following these kinds of technical confirmations, we can make highly precise and lower risk entries. Alright, I decided to open a buy position in this market because I observed a crossover happening on the moving average indicator. And this is one of the most reliable technical signals I use to identify the beginning of a trend. Looking closely, the green MA line has crossed above the yellow MA line. This is commonly referred to as a golden cross, which typically signals the start of bullish momentum and increasing dominance by buyers. This signal becomes even more powerful when it appears after a consolidation phase or near a strong support zone. That's why I took the buy position here, expecting a strong upward continuation. Let's take a look at the result. Alright, it's a profit. Once again, this confirms that by reading technical signals with precision and discipline, we can execute highly profitable entries. Okay, let's open the market again. Alright, I took a buy position on this market for several strong technical reasons. First, we can clearly see that a series of green candles have successfully broken above the red line, which I usually treat as a dynamic resistance level. When bullish candles manage to break through this level, it's a strong confirmation that buyers are taking control of the market. Second, both the green and yellow moving average lines are pointing upward, indicating a shift in trend toward bullish territory. Third, the MACD indicator also confirms upward momentum, with both the MACD lines moving up and the histogram growing in the positive zone. This combination provides a strong buy confirmation. With all of these aligned signals, I confidently executed a buy position as the next candle began forming. Let's see if this decision plays out profitably. All right, profit. As you can see, this strategy continues to deliver results, because we only enter trades when all technical confirmations are in full alignment. Let's move on to the next market. All right, I decided to take a sell position on this market, and this decision is backed by solid technical reasons. First, I observed a clear crossover on the moving average indicator, which is one of the earliest signs that the market trend may be shifting downward. Typically, when the shorter MA crosses below the longer one, it indicates that sellers are starting to take control of the market. Second, I noticed that the MACD indicator also confirmed this signal, as both MACD lines cross downward, signaling a strong bearish momentum starting to form. With these two indicators, MA and MACD, providing aligned confirmations, I confidently opened a sell position. This is part of my disciplined strategy. Only enter when multiple confirmations point in the same direction. Let's see the result. And yes, profit. Once again, the strategy proves itself because we're trading with the trend, not against it. Now let's move on to the next market. Attention! You need to understand, the strategy I've shown you in this video is not an ordinary method. This is part of my premium strategy, and I only teach it in full inside the VIP group. There are a lot of so-called profitable strategies out there, but this one has been personally tested and proven by me over the years, and it can reach up to 100% accuracy under certain market conditions. So if you're serious about learning and mastering this strategy the right way, the only way is to join my VIP group. Okay, I've decided to open a buy position in this market. And this isn't a random decision, but one based on solid technical observation. Take a closer look. The current candle has just touched the red line, which I use as a dynamic support indicator. Interestingly, although it may look like a downtrend is about to form, I'm seeing signals that suggest otherwise. If we examine previous price behavior, every time the candle touches this red line, the price tends to bounce upward. This tells me that the red line is acting as a strong support zone, often triggering market reversals. That's why even though some traders might interpret this as the beginning of a bearish trend, I see it as a clear opportunity to go long, relying on the proven strength of the red line as a price rebound zone. Let's see how it plays out. And yes, profit. This once again proves that a mature technical understanding and disciplined strategy execution can lead to consistent profits. All right, I've entered a buy position in this market, and there are several strong technical reasons that support this decision, all of which have consistently proven accurate in my strategy. First, we can clearly see that the price has successfully broken above the red line, which is a dynamic resistance level. When the red line is broken with a strong bullish candle, it usually signals the beginning of a bullish trend. Second, the green moving average line is sloping upward, giving us additional confirmation that the momentum is shifting in favor of the bulls. On top of that, the MACD indicator is also showing positive movement, with both lines widening upwards and the histogram indicating growing buyer strength. Let's see the result. And yes, another profit. Now let's move on and open the next market. All right, I've entered a buy position in this market because we're seeing a very clear and confirmed technical signal across multiple indicators. First, we can see that the price has successfully broken above the red line, which was a major resistance level. After the breakout, the market immediately showed strong upward momentum, with a series of bullish candles confirming that buyers are now fully in control of the trend. Second, all the moving average lines are sloping upward, indicating that a strong uptrend is forming. This is one of the clearest confirmations that price direction has shifted from either consolidation or downtrend to a solid bullish trend. Third, the MACD indicator is also strengthening, with both lines moving upward and the histogram expanding on the positive side, further confirming that bullish momentum is gaining strength. With all three signals aligning, I confidently entered a buy position. Let's see how it plays out. Yes, another profit. Let's move on to the next market setup. All right, I've entered a buy position in this market because I see a strong indication that a crossover is about to occur on two major indicators, the moving average and the MACD. If you look closely, the moving averages are starting to converge, which typically signals an upcoming trend reversal, in this case, from bearish to bullish. This kind of setup is a key entry point in my strategy as it suggests that momentum is shifting. At the same time, the MACD is also preparing for a crossover, with the MACD line approaching the signal line and the histogram starting to turn green. This is an early confirmation that buyers are stepping in and a bullish move is likely to follow soon. With these two confirmations, potential crossover on MA and MACD, I've confidently taken a calculated buy position. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, profit. Let's move on to the next market setup. All right, I've entered a sell position in this market based on three solid technical confirmations. First, there's a crossover on the moving average. When the MA lines cross downward, it typically indicates that a downtrend is forming, and sellers are starting to dominate the market. Second, the MACD indicator also confirms this signal, with the MACD line crossing below the signal line, a classic sign of continued bearish momentum. Third, we can clearly see that the MACD histogram is turning red and expanding downward, which further strengthens the bearish outlook by showing increasing downward momentum. With these three confirmations, MA crossover, MACD crossover, and growing red histogram, I've confidently taken a calculated sell position. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, profit. Let's move on to the next market setup. All right, I've entered a sell position in this market due to one very important technical signal. The price has successfully broken below the red line. In my strategy, the red line represents a key structural trend boundary, and once price breaks below this line, it's a strong confirmation that the ongoing downtrend will likely continue for a while. This isn't just a casual breakdown. It's a clear signal that sellers are still in control, and that bearish pressure is expected to remain strong for the near future. That's why I confidently opened a sell position here, because technically, this is a high probability setup backed by structure and momentum. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, profit. All right, that's it for today's trading session. As you can see, my balance has now grown to $88,074, all achieved using just one powerful method, the compounding strategy by Mr. Rich. This strategy isn't random. It's built on a foundation of discipline, deep technical analysis, and precise market timing. If you're ready to learn this strategy step by step directly from me, you can join my VIP group. Inside VIP, you'll get a 100% accurate trading bot, one-on-one mentorship with me, daily trading signals, and other exclusive resources not available to the public. This is not for everyone, only for serious traders who want to make trading their primary income. See you inside the VIP. And as always, we'll continue to profit tomorrow. Money Fire.